Are you struggling to get rid of those love handles? Well, you're not alone. They're one of the toughest areas to get rid of. But you will soon find the secrets to losing them. And no, you won't have to resort to extreme measures or the latest fad diets. I've got 4 proven steps that are guaranteed to kick them to the curb and ensure they stay gone for good. But before we dive into the solution, we need to understand how they form in the first place. The harsh reality is that they come from consistently overeating, not just on one night but over the course of several months or even years. And sadly, our bodies have a tendency to store extra calories as fat around the belly. To make matters worse, wherever the body stores fat first, is where it will lose fat from last. This is what makes belly fat and love handles so easy to gain, yet so tough to lose. But fear not, because just like any other fat, it can be lost with the right approach. But this starts with the most important step, which is your nutrition. You likely know you need to be in a calorie deficit to burn fat, but don't expect your love handles to vanish overnight. Your body has its own agenda, prioritizing fat loss in areas like your face, shoulders, chest, and arms before tackling the stubborn zones, like your love handles. Now, a common mistake is trying to rush the process with an unsustainable diet. Sure, you may see initial results, but the real challenge lies in maintaining the momentum. This is why you should use a calorie deficit that isn't too aggressive, something you can stick to consistently month after month. For most, the sweet spot is aiming to shed a pound of fat per week, which means you'll need to eat around 500 calories less than your body burns every day. There are many free calorie calculators you can use to calculate how many calories you should be eating each day to hit this target. I will leave a link to one in the description. Step 2 is to make sure you are weight training. Now, while this won't directly help get rid of your love handles, it helps indirectly in many ways. Firstly, increasing the size of your upper back and shoulder muscles does wonders, creating the optical illusion of wider shoulders and a trimmer waist. And secondly, if you don't lift weights while you're dieting, you will end up burning more muscle rather than fat. This can not only negatively impact your metabolism, but the more muscle you lose during a diet is directly correlated with how likely you'll be to gain back the fat afterwards. So think of lifting weights as a way of making your body look better after you've lost the fat, but also as a safety guard to prevent fat returning in the future. Now, if your main goal is to simply lose your love handles, you don't need to train like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Studies have shown that you only need to do 3 to 6 hard sets per muscle per week to maintain your muscle mass. So, if you struggle with consistency, consider dialing down your weightlifting sessions to 3 or 4 times a week and focus on quality training over quantity. Step number 3 is to do cardio. Now, while lifting weights is great for building muscle and important to do while you're in a calorie deficit, it doesn't burn a huge amount of calories. Lifting weights typically burns 1.7 calories per minute for women and 3 calories per minute for men, which is roughly 70 to 200 calories for an hour-long workout. Now, compare that to cardio workouts such as jogging or cycling, which burns on average 10 to 20 calories per minute. This means by doing just 10 to 15 minutes of moderate cardio, you will burn the same amount of calories as an hour-long weight session. But why does this matter? Although you should primarily create a calorie deficit through your diet, you should also aim to increase the calories you burn through exercise. Weightlifting plays a part, but most of the calorie burning comes from cardio. Now I know the very thought of cardio might scare you away, but cardio doesn't have to be grueling hour-long running sessions. My pro tip? Start with something as simple as walking. Gauge your current daily step count, then challenge yourself to add an extra 300 steps each day. Keep doing this until you're comfortably striding around 10,000 steps daily. And no, you don't need a fancy watch to track your step count, as most smartphones come with this feature. This simple change alone will make a big difference in your daily calorie burn. And as you build your fitness, you can also consider adding some additional low to moderate intensity cardio into your routine. But again, only what you enjoy and can stick to consistently. Fitness should be fun, right? If you hate running and you're not going to stick to it, then don't. For example, Vish had a noticeable reduction in his love handles after simply adding 20 minutes of incline walking 3 times a week after each of his workouts. So try cycling, swimming, incline walking, tennis, or anything that gets you moving. You can start with just 10 to 20 minutes, 3 times a week, and then work up from there. Now what we have discussed will work wonders if you stay committed, but at some point, you might hit a roadblock. You see, as you lose weight, your body burns fewer calories. As a result, studies have shown when you lose 10% of your body weight, your body tends to slow down its calorie burn by around 20%. Now, don't panic. Following the steps and staying active can help delay this slowdown, but there might come a time when your go-to methods stop doing the trick. You'll notice this if you haven't seen any fat loss or a significant drop in weight for 2 to 3 weeks straight. Now, if you hit this plateau, don't panic or go making wild changes to your plan. Step 4 has 2 straightforward options to break the plateau. Option 1 is to slightly cut down your daily calorie intake. Now, this is a good option if you're already quite active and feel like eating just a little bit less every day wouldn't be very difficult to stick to. And typically, a decrease of just 100 calories or so per day is all that's needed. Now, option 2 is to go the other way and to increase your activity and the average calories you burn every day. But again, only a small change is needed. This can be as simple as bumping up your daily steps or adding an extra 20 minutes of low to moderate intensity cardio into your weekly routine. If you go through these 4 steps and stay consistent, you will see noticeable results in just a few short weeks. But don't get so fixated on banishing your love handles that you miss celebrating the other progress you have made. You're doing amazing, and sometimes it's worth giving yourself a pat on the back. Be sure to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.